Hello and welcome. Well, I don't know what this. They didn't do the course properly at all. Did I take over a bit where? No, these look like fairly uniform to me. I don't think we did an awful lot, to be honest. And if we, no, I didn't take over a lot. So there should really be no reason whatsoever why this is. But there's quite a bit to do. It's not going to take us long. But what I mean is, it's quite a bit to do. So. But also got to be careful. Obviously, it's a lease baler, so therefore, last bale with these being big bales, when I get close to the end, I really need to like pack it in at the for the last bale because it's just pointless, isn't it? Well, I suppose actually we could do that trick. I have started to do quite a lot, which is to basically fill it. Like go to one of the buy points and just fill the straw for the last one. Sometimes you unfortunately get two, but I mean, we're not cheating or anything. We're just like trying to finish the bale. It's not a bad little trick, really. Yeah, I wondered for a long time, and I thought, well, what? You've got buy points. Why don't you just like go under one and fill it with straw? And I thought that's not a bad idea, actually. It's not a bad idea at all, and it's not really. Yeah, because it's always been that age-old problem about my last bale, and when they're getting big like this, it's a lot to lose, really. 22 tons. They are very big bales. Beautiful. Yeah, I'm really well chuffed. It's a very nice baler. And obviously we've got it at the proper width, so I do like that. I'm trying for realism to a degree. I know it's a game as well. I keep having to like remind myself that there's certain bits that you can't quite sort of manage to do. I'm still working on my... I haven't done much modding other than tweaks this last week. I've just not felt mentally... You'd get these times when you don't feel very sturdy. I mean, I feel well enough to do content and all the rest of it. I don't feel poorly. It's not really... That's not what I mean. It's... You just like... I haven't got the get up and go to like do anything sort of big. And I was going to push myself because I can work through things. I thought, no, take notice when you like that, because it's not going to last forever. It just could be sort of slightly depressed's the wrong word. Although yeah, I do have a little bit of depression. I sort of recognise this from we did a bit of training as managers in my last place. I'm not a manager where I am now, but I was in my last place. Yeah, so we did a bit of training, and I thought, you do suffer from depression, because every single one of these things you do get, and I don't suffer from it very often. I don't get like... I've always been fairly resilient. I always considered myself as one of those people who wouldn't get depressed. Like, you think, yeah, I'm a sturdy person, I'm always happy, always... But actually, it can happen to anybody. It's just one of those things, really, and... events, things that can make you unhappy that you don't meet. I think like a lot of us, I'm sort of getting towards 60. I've got to say it out loud, because it's sort of like I am not 60, but what I mean is, which is important to me, because I'm like, I want to be identifying as like 50 plus rather than 60, because like then I'm really realizing that I'm actually getting older, but that's my point. I'm owning it. I am. I sort of know that my body's... I'm not as strong, my memory's not as good as it used to be, all of these type of things. I'm still fairly good mobility wise, physically, if you know what I mean, and mentally quite a lot. I mean, my job is very rigorous, and I think that's probably the real problem, that it sucks the life out of me because it's long hours, and IT tends to be very heavy on you mentally. It really does. And if you do your job like I do, I don't pull any punches. I graft, which then means there's not much left in the tank at the end of the day. So I could really do with part-time, which I've sort of spoken to with my company, and it's never going to happen. They just don't like that. They're very old school. The sick pay is basic sick pay, like the government's. There's no frills, really. It pays well. I mean, I've always said that before, that I'm paid well for my job. you know, it's why I can fund this hobby. Really, I'm not really worried if the modding doesn't take off. I'm not, you know, it's not really worried if the channel, as I said, I sort of got to the point. I thought you've got to be Marmite. You've got to be, or your approach is completely different. And I thought you can't really change who you are. You are a geek, and like if you're only ever going to appeal to someone who can put up with a geek. So, you know, you might be friendly, but that's about it. The rest of you, like, obviously too, you know, different to what people are expecting. So you're never really going to like be a big channel because your personality's not that kind of sort of person. And also, I'm not trying to be a crowd pleaser. I'm trying to be myself. You know, I mean, I'm determined. I'm sort of going to try to be as realistic as possible within the confines of the game. I mean, I've got to be honest, FS25 is quite poor because there's a lot wrong with it. A lot of effects are very slow because it's FS25, so it's less, I need Mr. CLP's word, that it's immersive. It is less immersive than FS22, where you really could sort of get away with the fact that you were almost, you know, you were in a tractor and it looked like you were, but like now when you're ploughing, it doesn't plough properly, and all these type of things. The waves are more pronounced than they were before. You know, like when the grass is growing, it takes a while for the wave to come. All things which sort of heavily point out that the game, yeah, the wave on FS22 often happened before your eyes. You'd wake up and see. I love to stand on the fields, so you're facing the wave straight away as soon as you wake up. Whereas if you were on a trigger, you've got to go from wherever your trigger is, your house, to the field. It's going to have happened. But FS25 is painfully slow in every single way. So I know Giants were aiming for this to be the best ever, and I don't know that they'll ever achieve that because the game engine's too heavy. You know, you're stuck with what you've designed the game unless you completely change it, and they're not going to rewrite code. No, it's not. It's a lot of it, and I would imagine a lot of it gets rolled straight from one iteration to another. It looks like they actually simplify things. Yeah, because I mean, I've noticed a couple of mods that obviously they want you to pull from their data folder, you know, like with your mods as much as possible. So like with like textures and things like that, you as a modder, you don't actually, you can make some, I mean, I've got a couple of unique textures where I'm not pulling from Giants folder, I'm pulling from my own texture file, but it makes it bigger because obviously you're pulling, but they want you to pull from theirs. But the thing is, they sometimes change the name. I looked at one mod and I recognised the fact that the texture wasn't working right. I thought, why is that not working right? And then I put it through the tester, and it said that about the name PNG file was not valid. And I thought, okay, well, let's have a look. Well, then Giants had changed it to a DDS file. They changed it from one format to another, which obviously they want you to pull from this area, but then they go and change the name. So you've got to, like, you find things out the hard way, and obviously they sort of keep changing things like that, you know. So yeah, it is what it is. I'm not trying to moan. I've got a sort of, I was thinking the other day, you're moaning again, and although you've got points, I just want the channel to be light-hearted. But it is difficult not to moan about Giants. Yeah, it sort of does make me fume a little bit that we've paid it for a game and 7 months on it's still not right. You know, we've still been given the content that, you know, legally obligated to release this because all of us who paid for year one and all the rest of it in advance to make Giants richer. Yeah, we've all done it, but I seriously do wonder though. It's like this, the Prairie Pack. I thought, could I survive with that? I thought, absolutely. It's, yeah, as much as they're all nice, I could live without it. So I'm not thinking, well, why do I keep buying all these? I mean, which was it, the last pack we had an FS25, it was the biggest load of rubbish out ever. A few productions, I tried every single one, and I thought they're all a load of rubbish. Not a single one of them is worth adding because they're too poor. You know, the production cycles. I mean, there was the one that did. It converted your manure to like gas and stuff like that. Well, I've got to be honest. I could, as I said, I tried it once. I thought, well, you've got to give this one a chance. It might be not a bad way to make money, really. But then Giants ruined the cycle so poorly that it was just worthless. And I thought, well, you're better off sticking to fertilizer like you are doing already. You can make a fortune with fertilizer. Not so much can you make a fortune when you're using this thing. Right, we've got to pay attention because this is probably the last. No, we'll do what I said. Yeah, we will. Yeah, the last one we'll just top up with the oh, why are we like missing bits? Perhaps I'm going a bit too fast. Although you can go fast, it doesn't seem capable of actually going too fast. So it means you've got a, which is a bit annoying because obviously it's capable of going far faster than it should. You know, you can go full pelt, but when you do, you get this where you miss bits. So what I mean is there's an optimal speed, but you don't know what that optimal speed is. So really you are better to stick to a normalish speed, otherwise you get these bits where it reminds you that, well, I might be able to go fast, but I can't properly go fast, so calm yourself down. But when, I suppose that's what I'm saying is, when you've got that guide of that you can't go beyond the speed that you're supposed to go for ploughing or whatever, yeah, all of those different things, obviously you don't need to worry about your speed. But this one you can go full pelt 20 odd miles an hour, 30 miles an hour across the field, but it can't pick it up at that speed. So yeah, you've still got to like, yeah, you see we haven't missed a single pip since going sort of like up to about 16 miles an hour. So trying to think, do we set a plough going on this? We need to grab the, yeah, we do need to grab the yeah, I'd like to, I tweaked the production, the huge productions thing, so it should now accept the bales. So we'll quickly grab the bales as well, although there's quite a few, so I don't know about quickly, but it's all work, it needs doing. And if we are gonna like, ooh, go too fast again. Yeah, and if we are like going to prep the field again, because it is a big field, it's going to take a couple of sessions, I would have thought. So this is the aftermath. Not only did it take 4 hours, but it's still going to be probably most of this session as like sorting out the last bit of stuff from it. But then c'est la vie, really. Right, so let's fill this and then we shall send it back. Yeah, I mean, there are a few things that are sort of always make me question. As I said, really, obviously Giants have got partners, they've got their partner program where almost all of the content creators are in the partner program. Anybody with more than 1,000 people on YouTube. I don't really want to anyway, even if I do become, let's just get rid of this on the bridge, that land bridge, because it's never going to get gone because it's not technically our land, so it's going to annoy everyone a lot forever. Right, smashing. Yeah, I don't want to be a partner. I'm not just saying that to be awkward, but I can't speak frankly, and I don't ever want to be muzzled by being a partner of Giants in that way. So yeah, I don't want to be. Yeah, the other thing I realised, obviously we've got this the Dalbo Giant. We don't really need the little tiny Ozdoken, do we really now? I think this was the last one we bought, so right, why am I being so gentle with that one? Right, let's take it back, but let's be a bit coy about how we do it. We want the we do the GTA. Right, all my life we'd even got some over this side. I thought we'd finish this side. I thought we'd only got the ones left over there. All my life we have as well. Gordon Bennett. I think this is a time-lapse time. Yeah, I'll finish off what I was saying first, though. It is true. Right, This is the one where it's not got the pole to stop it rolling. Yes, it's annoying. I need to get this one to buy the other one with the pole to stop it wandering. Yeah, this is my model that needs... I still think the 2-wheel model though is probably better than the one. So I'm still deliberating. That's why I wanted to like keep lots of different types of this, so I could sort of... that the last one that is left, when I've like gone through all of the different designs that are good, is left with the best possible design that I could possibly have. Same as it's as good as a header trailer, as well as everything else, because I've not put the ramps that most people settle on. Now I'd just like to see if these do go into... I know my trailers. I just want to test this. Does this work? The production silo. Now, because I tweaked this one specifically. It was just, again, this is just me guessing that what is actually wrong with it. So, ooh, need to do some proper ground as well, don't I? Yes, fantastic. We've sorted it. Excellent. So I was right on what I thought was wrong, if that makes any sense at all. Right, brilliant. So that's sorted. So we can tell the production silo to like go and stick that in, which is good. No, it's not going to take us terribly long, but I will time lapse it, because I think I've said what I want to be frank. So I will give giants hell when they need to have hell, and I will sort of give them... I'm trying to be balanced, but I obviously, as a human being, I am outraged at the way that we've all been treated, more so than any other iteration. I mean, all of them have been a bit... Giants are a funny company, because if you look back at history, I mean, I've been here since FS19. Not like Mr. P has been, obviously. I think it was FS17, or did he see the back end of FS15? He definitely was FS17, because I've seen some of his episodes during COVID. Mr. P was my saving grace. I used to literally devour nearly all of the content he'd ever done. You know, I was like binge watched it when I got the time, obviously. That makes it sound like, yeah, I didn't have time off though with COVID. It's just that, you know, like you were stuck indoors a lot. So yeah, when I binge watched Farming Simulator, Miss Silly P's sort of episodes. So yeah, I will get on to my point, honest. Yeah. Oh no, that is interesting. You see, that gets away with that because it's got the equal sort of weight displacement of 2 axles. Now the one, I put it on the single one and it collapsed when I did that the other day, which you can imagine it would. But yeah, I think the 2 is still the right way to go over the one. It adds a thing of stability that's just, you can't do any other way other than adding a second set of wheels on. I think it's much more... I don't care about the fact it's lifted. They only just slightly touch the ground. I'm not worried about that. It's there for like stability for when it's like being loaded. At that point, then I think the stability is needed, and also the brake force. Yeah, once I add my proper support from that, that like looking like support, it's still a... Yeah, I thought the chocks would add brake force, you know, like I thought they would, but they don't. They just literally for show sort of thing, you could say. But let's be honest, chocks really in real life would be brake force, but I've never seen anyone put brake force to it, so yeah, the one that's got brake force is the Massey one that I'm using. Well, I'm not using the Massey one. That was the model I chose to sort of copy from the animations to make it as like, because I recognised in the Massey Ferguson header trailer that was the sort of way that I wanted to do mine, and its brake force is instant. It instantly stops, and I thought that's what I want. I don't want a one that goes wandering into the drink and stuff like that, like mine does at the minute. It's just not, yeah, or like that where it just carries on almost forever. It's just, that's not what I want at all. Yeah, I used to be able to do 3 high. I don't seem to. I think this has got not such a good reach as slightly bigger front loaders. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think 2's high enough anyway. I mean, yeah, this is when this doesn't show off very well. The trailer. When you like stick things on that move it, it really does move. Can't get to it. Now you have to lean into the bales, don't you, when it's like that. Right, so then we've got everything off this side. Let's just move a bit more in the middle so we can grab a load at once. You know, in Mr. Goldfish Brain, was I not going to fill that baler before sending it back? Yes, I wasn't I going to do that? That's when I'm chatting. I'm a terror. I really am. I've got no. Yeah, let's just stop it dead. Yeah, I'm a terror. I know I am. I totally just, yeah. When I'm concentrating on chatting, that's what I'm concentrating on, and I sort of subconsciously do everything else. And obviously, usually I'm trying to be better at sending things back because I'm a terror. The amount of times I pay additional costs for things because, like, I realise, I look in the morning and think, oh, I've got leasing costs. What have I forgot to send back? So I was trying to, like, not do that. So it was on my mind to return it, and of course I actually did return it for once. But yeah, but I didn't do the filling of the straws. So yeah, you win some, you lose some. Could be worse things that I could do really. Right, fantastic. Yeah, that's time. I think now. I think we've discussed everything we want to discuss. Yeah, I mean, the one thing is, another thing I suppose is the partners don't tend to discuss. This game is not right. The more I'm thinking about what we've seen in me going very deep, doing a very deep dive into the mechanics of the game and showing you the XML files. It really does emphasise that I think it's the game. I don't think it's any mod. So that means that this was Giant's fault that things were mixing. And I seriously think that is. I knew something was wrong, and I knew it was after an update that all of a sudden Louisiana, it didn't work anymore. So yeah, if we stick this in the middle of that lot, I'll grab all of that lot. So really, I mean, it could be that mod as well, because that's the only other thing I think, because it is using Lua scripts and it is like doing wonderful things, and it's moving things around. Well, if it's wrongly programmed, I've got to be honest, Lua scripting, you can do whatever you like to whatever you like if you understand the Lua engine and you're using the Lua engine. So it's possible that they've gone a step too far and that it's shifting stuff around. It is that powerful, the Lua. You can literally do whatever you like with it, really. With, you know, that any sort of programmatical, any element of the game can be lured. Yeah, really. You know, so the sky's the limit with that kind of engine. So it is possible to sort of go a step too far, a bit like when I use PowerShell in Windows. It's a very powerful programming language. You can sort of do damage that you don't realise you're going to do because you're doing something a little bit more than you think. Especially if, I mean, I'm not. I don't like PowerShell a lot. I still like the old command line because I do find there's still, all these years later, everybody wants you to use PowerShell. It doesn't do a lot of things that the old command line does, so I'm very glad that Giants left the command line in. Learning the old DOS and learning, yeah, I'm showing my age now, but yeah, learning DOS programming and, you know, like command line. Oh, these are big bagels, aren't they, really? It still works, you know, no matter what, whether they want you not to do it or not. It works. PowerShell doesn't. There's too many versions of it. And it doesn't auto update, and you sort of go on and you can. I followed loads of PowerShell examples and help pages, only to find that actually this one was written in version 2. So the syntax of version 4 that you've got, it doesn't work. It's just too disjointed. So Giants may want you to go that route, but it's not a thing because it's just not joined up. Command line is one interface, one set of commands. There's loads of help pages because it's finished. You know, it's a finished language, and what it does is documented, and it does what it says. There's too much changing and shifting and changing of PowerShell, and don't get me wrong, it's good. I mean, I use PowerShell quite a lot for doing scripting, a lot of the time for scripting on Office 365. Yeah, doing things with email accounts is the main reason we would PowerShell, or calendars and things like that. We add calendars to them and stuff like that. So, yeah, quite familiar with doing the PowerShell, but I still find there are times when a script is far better done with the old command line than it is with PowerShell. And I mean, to be honest, like a lot of people, I think I wanted to make the shift and make the change from command line to PowerShell, but I still often, I mean, there are a lot of commands that are interchangeable, as in, like, you're leveraging the old commands from PowerShell. They are the old commands, but you're using PowerShell to get them, and a lot of that has stayed the same. So I suppose, like, ipconfig or ping, you know, the ping command, which is probably the command you're going to use the most as an IT technician to see if a computer's alive on a network, is one of the most frequently used commands that any IT tech will ever use. Sorry, I'm going into like too much detail now. I'm a terror for it. This is what I'm saying. I'm Marmite, I know, and you all put up with me. So yeah, the loyal fan base of like people who watch the videos, and I'd say I do watch my numbers, but I'm not worried about it anymore. It is true. I'm gonna do this farming simulator. I know it's my hobby, so to create content, it doesn't take much extra. Wow, I don't know. I seriously think sometimes it drags on the ground, even though it's not. If you know what I mean, like it's. Yeah, I noticed with bailing on, I think it was Pelenier, that I thought, why am I dragging? Why am I like slow? And I thought, it's not dragging in the ground, is it? Now, these are big bales. I don't. We ought to strap them while we're moving, but we'll hopefully remember to unstrap them because we're taking up way too much space on the trailer. Really, I mean, not that there's a limit. We can like run the trailer back, but oh, that got me because it did see it and then it didn't. Yeah, so I do love the fact that I've actually done the same as Sariga doing the down ones as well. There's only Sariga I think that's ever done that. It's I think it does add something to your trailer when you do the down ones as well. So that's why I followed suit. If it was one of those things I thought, nah, Sarigi, you've not got that right, I would not have done it. But I think he's added an element to the trailer that no one else has got. Ooh. Now then. It's alright, it's so easy to like upset it. It's just terrible. Yeah, you just slightest little knock and it goes, you know, like, that's why it needs the brake force adding, which I'm glad I stumbled across that in the Massey Ferguson and thought, oh, it's got an element called brake force. Yeah, see what I mean? If I'm like hovering just above the ground, no, it's not doing it. Yeah, it's not. It's typical. But it was. As I was low, it was like dragging on the ground still when I was well above the ground level. But it was still dragging me and slowing me down. Yeah, like this. If you're hovering over, yeah, no, it's picking up speed now. Maybe the GTA. It might be me expecting the GTA to. It is. It's even worse on fields that have got ridges. It's almost unusable at that point. Yeah, the Xylon, that's fine. It's 150. That extra 50 horsepower, it makes all the difference from the GTA's 100. It's still a cracking tractor, but it's a bit like Schnibble's. Yeah, its acceleration is rubbish when it's like got a weight on and stuff like that. And I think it's that I've got to get used to. It's I took Schnibbles out because I called it a lurcher and it was still lurcher, and I thought, nah, it plays with my head. Whereas the GT, I sort of expect it. What I mean is, I don't expect it from a 230 horsepower tractor that it takes a second and a quarter to start accelerating. It's just too much. But a 100 horsepower tractor, of course I'd expect it. It's like, it's the reason it's cheap, is it's a low horsepower tractor, so you don't expect the same from a 100 horsepower tractor as you would from your 230s, which are mid-range, I always think. Yeah, your mid-range, you would expect, sort of. And I suppose that's my point. If the range has got a foible that's so terrible, then, to be honest, I don't want it. Which is a shame, because this 9 Series is beautiful, but it's all 1 Series, so I've had to, unfortunately, like, sacrifice the loss of the 9 Series due to the lurch of the 8 Series being such an absolute pain in the backside that it did play with my head. Yeah, I was like, kept on expecting it. Again, it's because of that, you're expecting of a mid-range tractor a bit more than you would be from 100 horsepower. You know, your brain, obviously through years of use, never expects an awful lot from the low-range tractors, because you just not got the oomph that you've got with a 250 or a 400 horsepower tractor. You know, you frequently get certain tasks that don't quite work right because the horses are not there. And you know, you'll get floored by a bit of muck on the field or something, and it's just because it's a weak tractor. Right, so we could probably, we're almost there. We are almost there. So we could set a plough going now, and it probably is. Mind you, we need to grab the equipment. Let's just finish this. Let's get the job done, even if like the job is the job. If that makes any sense at all. Yeah, I mean, what I'm trying to say is, if the job is today, this session is like clearing the field, then it's a big field. It's like not a little exercise. It's not like one of your little 20,000 pounds, euros or dollars fields. It's a little snippet, is it? It's a bit of a beast. So you've got to sort of like understand that it's, you know, like it's going to be a major job. So I've got 1 bale left. Let's just grab this. Not bad. It's not a bad clear up for saying I didn't actually time lapse in the end. Yeah, because as I said, it doesn't really matter if it is the session. It is what it is. Yeah, and the next thing I'm going to work on is my productions. I need to make them all. Yeah, they're all based on the same model, which means that they all call themselves production silo. I need to make each i3D unique so that I can put them all in a single folder, or maybe a couple. I think I'm going to have the normal productions like this one that are all this model. I'm going to have all of those. It's going to take a while to get rid of that lot. There's a lot of tonnage there. Fantastic, excellent. Right, let's grab this little lot off. We did empty the trailer. So almost 200,000 litres of, I think it was slightly up. I'm sure it was 186. So whatever we did differently, whether it was precision farming and liming or whatever, I think we obviously did better. Oh, let's grab that last one as well. Yeah, I'm sort of tidying my mods up. I've done. It's quite amazing. I obviously had loads and loads of my own mods, and I've put them all in separate folders now. So it's more manageable. I can sort of get to all of my mods because there was so many like rows of my mods because they were in an individual folder. Now my stone pickers are in one folder because it's a set. I've got. Yeah, like most of the productions have now got bionics and supers. There was a Thing of Dreams a few weeks back. I was talking about it, but I never did. I'm not sure if I've done this model. Oh, I have. Okay. No, it still pulls on the production silo. It's still a production silo. Yeah, although it looks obviously like the red barn's an extra. It's just a building. That's why I had to take the doors off, because I couldn't make it. Couldn't make it work. I don't think it's too terrible, actually. I don't know that Giants. I don't think it'd be one of those things that Giants would let happen. But although they have allowed, like Bernie does something similar with his, but he had working doors. That's true. He did pull. I think I could pull a multi-fruit off. Because it's a production mainly that this doesn't work. I might be able to do a multi-fruit and a shed, but I'm still not sure that I could. So Bernie, I suppose I could see how Bernie did it in FS22 and have a look at the mods, see how you add an extra function like that. Now we've got a lot of stuff to shift, haven't we? The other thing I realised is the honey spawner I can just see as well. That I've also got the that. So we've got the honey spawn point to put down, which we'd already paid for. Another thing that so the eggs are starting to form properly. The new eggs. We need to get the old eggs out from over where they were. So is the honey spawn in there still then? Because it looks like. Are they the same as we always had, or does it have a natural one? I don't think it does. I think you have to put it yourself. So it is the 32er. Has it? I can't abort it because this is a new game. Yeah, it was where it was though. So. Right, so that's down. Do you know, I think I'm not really going to quibble about that. It's not exactly going to break the bank, is it that? So, do you know, I don't care that we paid for that again. Yeah, this model as well, it has got collisions, but they're too deep in. Yeah, you can actually go through it to begin with, which is obviously not. Again, it does ruin immersion, so it's one of those things. It was one of my quite early models actually. I was determined. It was right at the beginning. I was thinking, there's no like bees, not like the ones we had in FS22. And I thought, well, why don't you mod one? Why don't you try to see if you can convert an FS22 mod to an FS25 mod? So I did, and obviously the results were actually, I also put a different. A wooden graphics over the old one. I thought, well, I want it to look different. I don't want it to be. You can still see the colours burning through from the original, but I'm not bothered about that. It's right. We need to cows. That's the other thing I'd like to achieve this particular session, is to put the cows down and get them fed. Well, we need to put. So the eggs are spawning. No, let's finish the old one off, because obviously I also want to do something with the rice. And I thought what I might do is put rice into this. I'm trying to clump together similar things. Like, I mean, obviously we can make flour ourselves from that. I added that not long back into the desserts factory, so you can actually make. But I didn't think about rice. But I'm thinking, well, it's strangely, but the vegetable factory that we're using, the vegetable greenhouse, has rice along with it. Wouldn't that be a good idea to use that? And I'm thinking, well, yeah, it really would. Now, we actually added a bit extra land to this, didn't we, by mistake, which is why they're almost in the water. We should be able to get both of those. Let's grab all of them. That's it. So it looks a bit ungainly, but... Right, fantastic. Yeah, so I'm sort of trying to pull things in like that, like you don't want another production to, like, you're getting a bit production heavy, which I know we've got the straw factories not here, but we still got it. It's on the field. I thought it's more sensible to put it on the field. I thought, well, obviously, productions, the guar beans can be pushed over there naturally. I have tweaked the guar beans a little to be doing about 4,000 litres a day from a single greenhouse. I didn't really want to. Right, we want to get that off the field, don't we? Let's get everyone's engine started. Let's get everyone off, and then we can, like, get somebody. Let's get everybody following. Yeah, we can get somebody, one of the biggies, ploughing the fields. I also need to mind you, it's going to suit us in a way to actually leave it as a one big field for this particular sort of type of job. So this is going to be the slow poke. Fantastic. Bless you, you've got the worst job of all because it's a little bit slow, really. So we brought quite a lot of our team across, don't we, really? We'll do you. That's the one we want to follow. We'll do it in the proper order, even though this person has also drawn the short straw because it's going to take a while. And I shall take this because these are the worst possible things you can ever put on follow. Along with wheel loaders, they're also terrible. Everything else is not too terrible, really, but yeah, the wheel loaders, harvesters and wheel loaders and forage harvesters are equally as bad as normal harvesters. We have a bit of a problem. We can now fold this away. It should go through the doors if the tractor wasn't in the road. We can also go on the side veranda. I think I did make this big enough for a harvester. It should have pride of place, really. Can we still go? We can't get to those. Well, for now, we'll... Oh, okay. We seem to have a... Oh, we've got someone trying to climb over a... that's because the car sort of decided... Right, okay, let's turn the vehicles off. Let's be sensible. Obviously, there's some sort of weirdness going on, so let's switch the vehicles off. Vehicle control. No, that's not that kind of vehicle. Seasonal. Can't see if we're looking. I thought it was on. I'm sure it's on game settings. The vehicle's on and off. It's one of the top ones. I'm sure it is. Snow crops. Dirt, stop and go. That's your AI workers. Are they still on buy? No, you switched them off. Blizzards, maintenance, realistic spread pattern. I'm sure it's on the first page. Vehicles being switched off. If not, it's got to be on general settings. Out window. I hate this because, like, obviously in import sound contract. You see, if we go into like almost everything else. It's surely not in additional settings. Surely. It's a major sort of thing, isn't it? Oh, please don't tell me it's been taken away. It's one of those things now that's gone. Traffic. There we go. Traffic. You were looking for vehicles. I'd throw myself a bit of a curveball. Yeah, I'm looking for T for traffic and it's vehicle. Sorry, the other way around. I'm looking for vehicles and actually, yeah, it's not there. Right, so that wasn't too terrible. Thank you very much, Sanja. Thank you very much, young lady. Now then. No, we need the other series. This is capable of it, but that's a big, heavy tractor. If any, ooh, no, we've got a specialist, haven't we? That's perfect for ploughing. And you think he's even got the plougher on? Yeah. Absolutely perfect. Yes, this is the beast for the job, definitely. Right, so then. We're just going to do a bit of an island colouring. Oh no, that's a bit of... I'm going to set to go with the normal worker. So, but we are going to do the colouring first because even a normal worker, it may well have take stock of the field before you do your colouring. So let's be fair to them. We do want probably... I'm going to do concrete pebbles. I really like this. So I just need to like do a bit of a surround. We will split the fields, but I think it makes more sense not to split the fields at present. So we want my chevron showing on the side. We do need a bit of a skirt around the edge of this so that... you may have noticed I have deliberately made the paint on this actually less big than it should be, if anything. But I didn't want it to be too big. I thought a lot of these are supposed to be field silos, so they've not got very much wasted space. It's got even this is the biggie. It's not got very... it's there. That's it. That's the one. Got all the chevrons showing. Yeah, that's another thing that I've got. I've got my chevron showing when certain models haven't. So I've done something different that I didn't know that I'd done, unless it is a game sort of glitch. Because my rope factory, it doesn't show the chevrons unless you switch zone markers on, and then it shows the chevrons. Well, most of mine show the chevrons whether or not you've got that ticked or not. So yeah, there's definitely something I've done differently than obviously everyone else has done, and I quite like seeing the chevrons all the time. But then again, I'm like thinking, yeah, but other people aren't going to want to. Now we've still come back here and we've still got that. We've not sent it back. Oh, so we could do what we said. We didn't send it back. So here's me berating myself for making a mistake, and I actually didn't make the mistake that I told myself off for. Let's get this filled. That's it, yeah, the bale. I know this is so quick that it may do a couple. I'm not worried, I just want to finish and not lose the bale that we've actually got. It's all... Yeah, so it surprised me, but 82 Studios doesn't fill you with diesel. Yeah, it's straw. That's it, that's all we want, just that one. Yeah, I'd say it does a couple, because there's another one in the chamber. So there we go, sorted. No wastage. Yeah, there's a bit of straw, but we would have waited a full 22 ton bale. So let's just send that back now. I do hate this anyway, and this is what I was talking about the partner program for. Giants know that they've got partners, or if you're creating content on YouTube, do you really want to show the world you return in this? You've got no choice to be breaking immersion no matter what you do now, because it's a little tiny picture that shows you it disappearing. And I'm like thinking, well, shouldn't the program be mutually respectful in so much as you know a lot of these people show your game off to the world and do a very good job of like being unpaid people that actually sort that out. And that's the repayment they get, is that you show that it being returned. And I thought, yeah, typical Giants, isn't it? You know, like they expect you to be towing the line, but they're not going to like give you any like favours. Don't think they will. Right? I think we've done everything. Well, I mean, and I'm speaking as I find, because obviously it's a truth in so much as it's the way they've done things, whether they meant to do it that way. But what I mean is, it goes to show that the partners are not in their thoughts. Giants are in their own thoughts, and that's, you know, who they think about themselves. Alright, so we've got these over here. Why did I bring them? I must have brought them across. And then, yeah, let's stick those properly away. Oh no, we've just done them, you plonker. Wake up, Mr. Smith, wake up. I was just thinking, why have I got two bales? That's what I say. Talking to yourselves, I'm a terror. It's all. That's where my concentration is. I do catch up. It's more about slowness. You know, I sort of like think, oh yeah, no, I've just done that. But so our plough is busy. It won't take long for a 12 metre to make a serious dent in that. So let's drop these in. And we will tell the production silos to shift the straw to our straw factory. Right, so then it would be nice to go through to September. We do. I don't think we need to do. barley again. We probably will do corn, but not in the full big field. We probably will do, yeah, like not that. There's just no need to do barley again, I don't think. Right, have we set everything going? Have we got all productions are ticked? So the guava beans are happy. We will stick this on straw to go. Change output, so straw. It's totally random where it is. Yeah, it's not. This is not actually alphabetical. Strangely enough, it's seems to be done another way. Distribute. That's the huge, and the other production silo is, of course, the other one that we need to do it in as well. So let's send that off to. Oh, it did actually stick on that because it was the last thing you see. We're learning. Yeah, it was the last thing we touched, so it remembered it from the last time, which it does that normally when you fill with straw from one and go to another. Even a silo remembers the fact that you had that on. Sometimes, doesn't always work. Yeah, I've seen there's a bit of discrepancy in it. So, are we in our straw factory? Is everything happy? The straw boards, why are you not happy? You need guar glue. And guar glue should be. You don't need to put your own thing on distribute though. So I think it's the fact that what is water. Oh, we've got no water. I knew, and this is why I knew deep down that like something was not quite right. So we really could do with sticking the water. We've got a tractor over here. No. Let's grab one of the others. Yeah, we're not to be like using just the fence all the time. It's not fair, is it? Right, so we probably will need this around here anyway. So if we stick the water into the production silo and tell the production silo to send the water over, that's probably the best way. Yeah, I sort of keep forgetting that obviously Omatana's got the distributor, but really a production silo is a distributor, so you don't really need to worry about it again because you've already got it yourself anyway. Right, so yeah, same as this fills with water. Anything really that you want you can get from here pretty much. In fact, we should really probably top up our diesel as well. Fantastic. Right, so if we stick this in this production silo, it should whiz across to the straw factory. Oh, it's raining. I was sweating about that. Yeah, I thought, is this going to catch us out? Because right, we also ought to put a tap, because if this is the way we're going to do this a lot, we need to put a tap down too that's just readily reachable. And it is actually over here. Containers. Tana's beautiful thing can go right the way over there, and still we should be able to like just about manage to get that, but without touching the nozzle. It's the nozzle that gets me. Oh no, so you just need to sort of vaguely push it towards it, and then we should be able to dump and fill at the same time, and that should, whilst we're telling that to go. So it's the production silo here. Let's call it the farm production silo. I wonder if I could change the name within the. I would say I can, because the mod, that particular mod with the shed, is the production silo. So I think I could call it so that it's already named the right one. So we want water now. Have I put water in here? Yes. It is one of those things that I actually really did want to. So this is where water distribute. Fantastic, excellent. So that should be filling quite nicely and trundling along. Yes, that's not going to take long before that's filled. So we beat the rain. That's the good news. I was sweating a bit. I was like looking at the nothing. It's going to rain anytime. This is a big field. I really don't want to get caught out by the harvest because this new moisture mod, it can like rain all day. Although we can see actually it is looking like it's going to yield to the sun according to the stats. So then, please tell me that our straw factory is now still not got any water. We need to speed up for an hour to 3 o'clock. To see if that goes across. It should do. Ooh, see, all my life, this is a real rainstorm. Right, okay, it's gone past 3. Let's have a look. Yeah, the other thing I noticed, you've got, oh, okay, yeah, no, I thought you've got a finer controller 0.5. I could have sworn I'd seen the time. Yeah, so we've got 37 tons of water go through, so that's fantastic. So now the guar glue is happy. Oh, straw cutlery. It's waiting for guar glue. Yeah, so's the everything's waiting for the guar glue that needs the guar glue. So, yeah, the guar glue is now ticking up a little. Well, it isn't actually. Why is it not? Because we haven't got guar beans. No, it should be. But it might take a while. It definitely does work. So, yeah. It definitely does work. In fact, I think you can see the other things have got like stuff going. It's just that straw cutlery for some reason isn't getting a look in. Maybe the other things are taking too much. Yes, only the straw cutlery, and it's no different. It's just waiting for guar. Oh, hang on, does the straw cutlery? Oh, I think yes. There's the straw hats and the straw baskets that only need straw. They're the easiest to satisfy. Then everybody else needs the guar glue. Yeah, so it is just the glue that's a bit on short supply at present, which will be sorted out. So everything else, the whiskey factory, please tell me that we've got that. Everything's happy in there. We just need... Did we stick any sugar? No, we were doing honey on this one, weren't we? We done honey? No, we hadn't. We'd not thought of honey on this one. It really is sugar. So none of this is working. So because we either need to do sugar. Oh, so I wanted to do the animals, but it's true. We can't forget our main source of income is going to be the whiskey and the luxury desserts. So we need to like get these businesses cracking on. So if we need to build a sugar mill, then we need to build a sugar mill because you can't. We can buy sugar direct from H2 Studios, really, for now. Yeah, we can. Let's do it like that. But we will, long term, we definitely need to find a better solution than wasting cash on like buying sugar like that. It's a bit. It's not. I mean, H2 Studios have done it very reasonable. Don't get me wrong, but it's still. Yeah, so I keep expecting this to be a bit faster, but we need this anyway. Well, we need a lifter. Got the other one as well, but this could do both, can't it? Because it's got the I can't use the hitch on that one while it's got its weight on because it's sort of a bit bad. Right, so then we want to be grabbing some sugar. Yeah, and the most important thing I would like to do this time, let's go full 10, I think. We want to seriously stick the sugar in that so we can actually switch that on straight away, because there's no point in having a shed load of barley. Is that pushed? Oh, we've not. Yeah, no, we've not ticked it, have we? We need to stick that on because obviously, yeah, it's. We only want it on. We don't want that one. We want the ones at my sugar only. Yeah, we don't want. I've left this on this so that you could also. So we've got a vintage, a corn, and a barley. We can unswitch the corn at the minute because we haven't got any corn. Vintage barley. No, we have one of the. Yeah, I've got the barley and the vintage. That's all we need to do, and they're both my sugar. So, that's the point. You just put normal sugar. Yeah, I have. It's true. So that means we need to untick those and actually tick those. Yeah, for once. Which means that these are going to be normal sized. Yeah, they are going to be normal sized pallets. Well, you can't buy mine. I don't think the game understands them. You know, what I mean is, 82 Studios won't have added my fill type to his thing because he didn't know it existed. Right, let's push these and then get this in. I think we'll do the animals next session because it's going to be a long one otherwise, and I don't want it to be a monstrous like thing. So, yeah, we've got to get these productions going. Obviously, first, really more importance even than like the animals. But I do want to do my own animals. So, even if we blow all of the cash we've got in doing the cows so that we can make our own butter, we will do. Are we going to buy butter though to begin with? So it's just like get it going like we did before, just seem a bit more sensible. It's not like we didn't do it before, is it? But you know, it's not like it wasn't a thing. Now that was a right mess. A right mess. Right, okay, it was. I concur. I did a right hash job of that. Right, let's get this lot in and then we'll clean it up. It is true, though, the luxury desserts, actually, what? Yeah, that's true, you need this for the luxury desserts as well. I think we're going to start, yeah, I think we're going to call it, because there's still quite a lot of work to do, but we've already done quite a lot of work, and the session is, more about me worrying about the session time, so, yeah, we need to do the same. Oh, you're doing it again, aren't you? You've not moved your yellow chevrons, which means, actually, this actually grabs from here. Not quite right either. Let's just do something about that. Yeah, it doesn't draw even your eye to the fact that you've even got it like that because of the fact. So I think it's normal asphalt. Yeah, we've got to show the chevrons, or it makes no sense. And yeah, I'm going to put everything to the grey because again, realism. So yeah, we're going to leave it here. We'll crack on next session, getting all of these. Like, yeah, we will buy the butter and all the rest of it. But do we? Let's keep our word. We did say animals go down, so let's put the animals down. Just about got enough room to actually stick it down, but I don't think it's going to be the biggest one really. Yeah, not going to be the biggest. Actually, just about. We might have to take a liberty. We do indeed want to customize. Let's go out. Do want to make it as big as I can, but it can't be terribly big, really. Oh, that's me. We go straight across here. We need to go to the guar so yeah, this is where it falls down really, because we need to go to that green blobby thing there. We do indeed. Right, so not a terribly large enclosure, but so we're going to be just over 100 odd animals. So we are, how many animals? 111, I was right. So we sort these out properly then next time. The one other thing I'd like to do is, I have made a companion for this. It's made of the same concrete on purpose. So it should be this one here. You know, getting it inside, it does work, but maybe you need the doors open. Yeah, I can do it. I tried it. Because I thought you're never going to do this because it won't let you actually get inside. But it did. It might be. Yeah, it's deliberately done. Yeah, it does let you do it. Obviously, the grate's going to be hidden, but it does go through the roof on purpose. It does. I'm not worried about that. Yeah. So here's the doors being open. That's. Okay, now seemingly we can't do it. Why could we do it? Oh, we can. It's approach vector. Yeah, we know it overlaps, so it needs to be in B mode. And I know it takes up a little, but I've made it as small as possible. And it is part of the furniture. But obviously, I did try to add it to the thing itself, but it won't let you. But it really does look like it's part. It doesn't take up too much. You could still get in and out. I've made it quite a thin form factor, but you could legitimately still get your animals through there just. And I realise it's a bit of a. Actually, I should have put it in a bit. Yeah, I came through the bar a bit more. So let's just do that properly. Yeah, because it's not done as it should be. I was rushing. Sell it and do it again. So it's better. Yeah, I did do it on purpose. I made it quite skinny on purpose. So it can sort of like go through. Want it to be fairly square like that. So you can sort of push through like so and deliberately. That's more like it. That's more like it. Yeah, because it doesn't need to take too much of this room. It was like taking about half of the room. A cow could easily get past that. And it just literally is deliberately part of that. I'm trying to make this almost so you can't see the nozzle. It's got. I'm going to put a nozzle. It did actually put the nozzle in. Somehow it got rid of it. Yeah, the model. So I'll put it back. But I just want this because obviously it is a small silo that's deliberately, you know, pushing stuff through. I don't know whether that'll muck around with anything. Well, this is the test, really, to see if it does actually play around with anything or not. So 111 animals we can have. Yeah, we can still get to everything properly. So we will, yeah, we'll do that, the feeding and that. Well, at least I kept my word. I mean, we'll get to buy the animals because I haven't really kept my word if I don't buy the animals, have I really? I think it is this end, isn't it? No, it's not. It's the other end. Like, typically, of course, it is. So what are we going to buy? I think 50. Are we going to stick to... Yeah, I want the water buffaloes because of their ability for making butter, even though their actual milking yield is quite terrible. So 50 we said, didn't we? Ooh. Yeah, 55. I think it's probably not a bad place to be. We will have to feed them though, even if it's a bit longer session. You can't not feed your animals. It just goes against the grain. Yeah. Fantastic. We'll have to buy TMR in for now, obviously, but right, so we can't, yeah, we need the little trailer. Let's grab the little trailer. No, you're a little bit slow, really. Yeah, you will do nicely. Can't wait to get that underway. So it's there. Now then, I think it's got wheat in it, hasn't it? And we'll have wheat in this. No, we haven't. It's for that. Right, so then, TMR. Now, obviously, I can't use that at present. Yeah, it's not got any TMR in it, but we will make our own and it will go into that, and it will be a proper legit. Oh. Must that, yeah, that would be, I don't know what that is, but there's a new mod in that's obviously, because you used to go straight to TMR. Yeah, wow, there is a lot in here actually. Is that TMR? Yeah. Oh no, of course it's Sector 2 Studios, he's got more stuff in it, so yeah, no, I'm used to mine. Right, this'll do, we don't need to go mad either, we also, yeah, it's true. We'll do one straw as well, and then we'll go like mad next time I'm filling this. So, yeah, it's got the left tip, that's the bestest. So we've given them emergency food. We'll grab a straw. It has got an internal ewer pits because I'm sick to death of like it breaking. So I just want that consistency. Yeah, we might need to add a bit onto this. It's just about doable really, but let's grab mine because it should be not too far from that. Yeah, because obviously we've all got different things in. I've not got half of those things in. Which is, yeah, I need to basically add them really. No good having mods in your game if you're not supporting them in your like filming stations, is it really? Yeah, it could do with making it a little bit wider, just a touch, I think. Right, so then, I have kept my words. We now have... Is that it? Yeah, it is straws going on. Fantastic. So we'll get that filled properly, but we've given them food, and we have got them in. So we should now, we're going to need to do a dairy at some point. I think we will stick that sort of in this last little corner here, quite close to that building. No, we can't afford it. I'd like to go bionic. We could afford it. I think it's 27,000 for the bionics. They're not too expensive, but I think we need a bit of slush money. We have, of course, got a bit of an asset in so much as we have got one of these left over that the thieves missed, so we could sell that. We could also sell the rice, but I'd like to incorporate that to make flour. I'd like to add that to the luxury desserts. I've got flour going here, but I never chose rice flour. Yeah, I've got the corn, wheat and oat flour, but I haven't actually. I'm going to add rice flour because it just seems to make use of the thing that we're using the green beans, the parsnips and the spinach and the peas. Why have I got tick parsnip cake? We haven't got any parsnips yet. Yeah, so we're using that greenhouse to actually leverage all of those components, and obviously it also does the rice. It seems sensible to me to join those together and have the rice as the rice flour too. Then it's a natural process, really. Right, that's where we're going to leave things. I will put the rest of the sugar in next session. But so yeah, all that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this journey, and I'm going to say goodbye for now.